Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Geekfest Rants. Today we have a Super Bowl special. Joining me is Kyle Perrone, my son. Say hi, Kyle.
Hello.
And this being a Super Bowl special, it has absolutely practically nothing to do with the Super Bowl, except for the fact that we watched some really cool commercials that included a lot of movie commercials. Not necessarily trailers, but commercials for some of the upcoming movies for this spring and this summer. Yeah. Let's start off in the order of which of the type of movies we've seen. We saw something like 12 or 13 films, but there's 11 of them that really are of the types of films that we are interested in. Yeah. And especially Kyle. Yee. Now, the first film was Battle L.A., which is a film that I hadn't heard about until a couple of months ago, and on the internet they started showing some clips. They started showing some trailers, and I think so far we've seen about two different trailers, and now we saw an actual commercial during the Super Bowl. And from what I understand, I mean, I haven't read too much about it, but it seems to be some sort of aliens from another planet invading, and it's a modern type of a film. It has a gritty, unusual, realistic look. It's not it doesn't seem to be a very kiddie film. Yeah. It seems to be a very serious kind of, almost scary kind of film. It actually reminded me, obviously, a movie you haven't seen called Saving Private Ryan. Some of those war scenes are they look kind of graphic and scary. Now, is there anything that you like about the the commercial we saw?
I really like it, but I don't think I'm going to see it in the theater. I think I'm going to wait for it on DVD. And
Why?
Blu-ray. Because it just looks like I don't think I can stand. I can't see it in 3D. That's it. Because I'll flip out.
I don't know if it is a 3D. I don't remember seeing the 3D.
Oh man, it might not be.
Yeah, I don't. Now, you think it would be a little too scary for you?
It would look really good in 3D, but it would be a little. I think I would feel more safe in my home watching that.
On DVD, on Blu-ray.
I mean, I saw that the music kind of creeped me out with the.
Well, that's the thing. They didn't play that particular music on the commercial, but on the trailer they have a traditional score, and then in the middle of the trailer it changes to this weird, creepy kind of new agey kind of. Yeah, it's really weird. Now, have you noticed who is one of the stars of the movie?
Two-faced dude.
Aaron Eckhart.
Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah, he seems to play some kind of soldier or something, or a colonel or something. But it just looks like a good, gritty, realistic film, which is the type of thing I like. Yeah. And again, I don't know if you can handle that, but it seems pretty good. Now, the second trailer we saw was for Kung Fu Panda 2.
Yeah.
Which we've seen the first one. What did you think of this new trailer? Which, again, we've already seen trailers, but this is a kind of like a commercial, a 30-second commercial. What did you think of that?
This one was actually a very funny commercial. I like it. It's like my fist is hungry for vengeance. That was my, and then his stomach rumbles. That was my fist. It looks very funny, and I actually heard some news on what the story's about. Can I say that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so it's supposed to be about how it turns out that it's obvious that Poe's, remember in the first movie, the duck who owns the noodle shop, it's supposedly his father. It turns out it's not his real father. Yeah. So right now he's on this big quest to find his real father. So. Yeah, that's basically what it's about. But I heard some other things about.
Well, I mean, from the look of it, obviously it's an animated film, but from the look of it, it looked like it's kind of more of the same. In other words, if you're used to that, you're going to get more of that. Yeah. As long as it's funny, it'll be fine. I mean, if the first one was pretty funny, it was funny. It was good. We know the whole family. Like Amanda enjoyed it. She's way younger. You enjoyed it. You're a little older. I enjoyed it. It's fine. I mean, nothing incredible, but it was It was pretty good.
Yeah, it's gonna be the next
Now,
one.
the third film is something that, again, is a movie they've been working on for a while now. I believe it's from a comic called Cowboys and Aliens. Now, we've seen the trailer before. We've seen, I think, maybe one or two trailers. This is a commercial. This is a commercial that had, I believe it might have a couple of extra scenes. That's one of the things about these commercials is that they're not necessarily, all of them, they're not necessarily brand new what we're seeing, but because it's been a while since the last time they actually released a trailer, they are able to do some special effects and complete them and add them to these commercials. Yeah. So this particular one, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know much about the comic book, but the big two things are
Cowboys and Aliens.
Right, Cowboys and Aliens, and you have Harrison Ford, which big star,
and Daniel Craig,
James Bond. I don't know about this movie. It seems. It's like, hard to say. I mean, it's a little unreal. I mean, obviously you're dealing with space aliens, realism, but I don't know if we can blend those two different genres, a Western and a sci-fi. Yeah. What did you think?
I mean, it looks really it looks very real, and it looks really nice too. And it's just that the thing is, I don't know if it's gonna work very well, at the box office, because it's well, we've never seen Cowboys and we've never seen Aliens before, but we have seen these dumb romantic comedy movies that we've seen every week, every month. So I'm not so.
Well, you're not used to. I mean, you.
Yeah, I mean, I watched Night and Day, most of Night and Day.
Well, this is completely different. But my point is, you're not used to watching westerns, and you probably haven't seen.
Yeah, I haven't seen
any westerns. So I have to start showing you some westerns to get a feel for what a western or what a good western should be.
Oh wait, but I have seen Back to the Future 3, so I have a decent idea.
Yeah, but that was
it all ends with the hoedown.
Right, but that was more of a comedy western type of thing. I'm talking about a serious western, which is what which is what it appears they're trying to do here. They're trying to combine a serious western with a serious science fiction film, but we'll see. Now, the girl, is that Olivia Wilde from Tron?
She looks familiar, but I don't know.
We have to check this.
But I heard she might be playing Lois Lane in the new Superman.
Okay, well, we'll get to that when they actually show us some trailers. This is going to be an odd one. This is going to be. We'll see what let's see what people say. But I mean, it's an interesting looking trailer, but it just doesn't. It doesn't really blow me away as far as.
It blows me away though, but I think it's going to do really great.
You actually want to see it?
Yeah, I want to see that.
Oh,
but,
okay.
I mean, I'm a little hesitant on it because I like those scenes where they're with that big scene with the night when the ships come in. That kind of creeps me out a little bit. But,
yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next film. Our fourth film is Transformers: Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah. We've seen
Dark of the Moon, not Dark Side of the Moon.
Dark of the Moon. Dark of the Moon. Okay. I've seen the trailer. We've both seen the trailer. Yes. The trailer looks very, very good, especially the stuff about the space, the astronauts visiting the crashed spaceship and how they kind of sneak into that. It's very, it looks good, but my problem is I kind of like the first film. I kind of didn't like the second film.
I like the second film. Good.
To me, they've been getting a little ridiculous with the fighting and the quick action. I love the setup. I love the stories they start, but then when they start going crazy with the fighting and the joking robots and that, I kind of lose it. So this is a movie that I'm probably going to end up seeing because you want to see it. Yeah. But it's like I hope they go in a direction that they're probably not going to go. They're not going to be serious. They're going to be silly, and
Well, I noticed in the second trailer, our Super Bowl commercial thing, I noticed what appeared to be, because I remember they had it in the comics, they've had the toys, they've had the animated series, they had these dinosaur Transformers. Well, they have I saw one of the flying dinosaur Transformers in there, but I have one thing to complain about it.
Are those Dinobots? Were those called
It's Dinobots or something like that. I think they were all Autobots mostly, but I don't know why they're attacking them, but I have a big this is the biggest problem that I have with it. Robots again. I would like to see aliens, because they had aliens in the comics, but why do we have to do with robots again? It's like,
I don't know. I think
can't we have them fighting in a fighting like a war going on between the humans instead? Can't we have
I think
something
with
like that?
with these type of films, you're at least always going to get some big bad guy robots,
Yeah,
because
and I
that's the
also-
whole point of Transformers.
Yes, and I also heard because remember in the first trailer, the teaser trailer, basically that was like so long, the ship that they had there that they were investigating, he thinks that that's supposed to be how the Decepticons and the Transformers got to Earth, their ship crashed onto the moon, and then the pieces, and then they just flew out of there, and then they landed on Earth.
Huh. All right, well, I guess we'll see. I don't know what the story is exactly about.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw a trailer. We'll end up watching it, so let's just wait and see what happens. Next film we saw today, commercial for Thor, which we've seen a couple of trailers already. This was a pretty short, the typical 30-second thing. I am very interested in seeing Thor based on what I've seen already before.
Yeah.
This particular commercial showed to me what it was a repeat of most of the scenes we've seen already, except there were a couple of quick shots, very heavy special effect shots where you saw some stuff that you hadn't seen before.
Like the Destroyer.
They showed at the end this big robotic looking thing, and they also show a scene where I think somebody hits the ground and the ground starts coming up.
That's Thor. He was like, "Wow."
That was him. Okay, yeah, that's something that and again, because special effects are the last thing they usually do on films and music, they're giving us more stuff in that manner. Definitely very interesting. Now here's one commercial we saw that we had not seen before. The Super 8 commercial. Now this is, so far what we've seen is the teaser, which is very different than a commercial, than a trailer. This looks like it's something that came out of a trailer, because you actually see actual scenes from the movie instead of a tease. And it looks to me, now from what I understand already, it's an homage to Spielberg films, specifically it seems to be Close Encounters. And from what I saw, these scenes, this could be right out of Close Encounters, the kind of stuff you're seeing about the army and a train crash and some kind of alien force or something going on.
I know what the story is.
But what did you think of the commercial?
Oh, I'm gonna see it. The teaser trailer scared me to death, but this one I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see. This is I can live with this because the kids, they're
really.
Kids. It was like the second I saw the kids, okay, I can see this.
Well, hey, if you I don't know if Battle LA is too much for you, Super 8 looks pretty strong to me, but
no,
we'll see.
Super 8 looks easy.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Now here,
but I have to say something.
Oh yeah,
else.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I know the story of what's supposed to happen, like. So there's bunch of these, like, I think there's supposed to be 3 kids, like, you might recognize one of them from, like, this Disney Channel show or something. And it's supposed to be about these kids, they're, like, videotaping for some project or something, and then they accidentally videotape an alien who just escapes from the teaser trailer, that train.
And you kind of see a little of that. You saw them, a camera falling on the floor, and it's recording, and something comes out of the train. We saw part of that.
And also, like, I think, I'm not sure exactly, but I think it's the alien speaking, like, the narration during the commercial.
Oh, I'm going to have to watch it again. I wasn't paying attention.
It's like, if you tell us, we will destroy you, or something like that. I forget.
Okay, the next commercial we saw, I'm actually going to skip it and leave it for last because it's one of the biggest ones of all. Let's skip to the next one after that, which is Pirates of the Caribbean on Strange Tides.
Stranger Tides.
On Stranger Tides. We've seen this a million times already in the theater. We saw it on the internet. The commercial was basically the same thing, except shorter.
And an added clip.
I mean, I'm sure you want to see it.
Yeah.
I could take it or leave it. I mean, it's one of these things where
I know you don't want to see. This is something you got to see. I'm serious.
I'll see it. But I'm just saying it is not something that I'm like dying to see. Like some of these other films that we talked about.
I'm dying to see this too.
But I know you love it, so I know we'll end up seeing it. And it's for the first time it's in 3D, so that's a big thing about some of these films. Next we have Rango. Speaking of Johnny Depp, this is an animated film. Different looking than your typical animated film. I forget what studio it is, but the style, it's really hard to say because they try to look kind of real, but they're not. They're very comical, and Johnny Depp is the leading voice in the character.
Plays Rango, no? Rango is the Rango. Yeah.
Very funny trailer. The commercial, we saw a couple of new little tidbits here and there.
So it was really nice, but Like I think this is actually one of those animation films that I actually want to see. But there's another one that I wanted to see, which comes out in like February, which is like Romeo, Romeo and Juliet. Those Garden Oaks. It just looks really funny. I don't really care about the story. I just want to see elves beat themselves up. It's so funny.
Yeah, well, this is different. This isn't that. This is that seems to be a little more kiddie. This one seems to be a little more inventive, more like even adults can enjoy this because it seems to be a little more funny in that, and a little slightly more adult funny than a kiddie funny.
I think it's a strong PG as I've seen it.
Now, speaking of kiddie. The next thing we also saw was something called Rio, which is from the makers of Ice Age, I believe.
Yeah.
And the look of it looks like Ice Age type of animation. I think that's DreamWorks. Yeah. And
no, it's like Blue Sky or something like that.
To me, the fact that they mentioned it was Ice Age, the way that they draw Ice Age, to me it looked like those characters, those birds they draw. It looks, and to me it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's a kid movie. Maybe Amanda will want to see it. I don't know if you're interested, but
well. Yeah, I'm not. I don't really care. I barely even heard of this movie. All I know is that it's about a bird who can't fly, a parrot who can't fly, and I just think that's the dumbest thing to put in a movie.
Next one is, and I'm gonna change the order a little bit. Another kid film, if you call it, Mars Needs Moms. Oh, we've seen the trailer for this already. We saw it on the theater. We saw it on the internet. Again, it's another one of these, if I miss it, I won't feel bad type of animated films. Have you heard anything about it?
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be from the same creators as the Polar Express, and those same people have the ghostly faces. They creep me out.
Yeah, it has those weird faces.
I don't want to. The only reason why I don't want to see this movie is it embarrasses me. Really, some of these movies just embarrass me, and then then there's also these, and the other reason is because the animation scares me.
Okay,
I don't want to.
This is the type of film.
I don't even want to lay eyes on it.
This is the type of film, and I'm sure it's also 3D. So I really don't want to spend $15 or $12 on a matinee to see it in 3D. This looks like to me something I don't mind waiting for Blu-ray to come out.
Yeah, I don't even want to watch it.
Okay, next one up is actually a TV show. They showed somewhat of a trailer for that I hadn't seen before. Yeah, it's a Fox, I believe it's a Spielberg produced sci-fi series called Terra Nova. And we saw in the trailer they showed, it had the Stephen Lang from Avatar, and it also had the lead actor, I forget his name, but he's also one of these actors from he was in Life on Mars, the American version. A very good actor, I guess, coming back to the sci-fi kind of theme. It seemed to be something like people colonizing some planet, and it has dinosaurs in it. So it was really, really interesting. What did you think?
I will edit your thing on it. This is not exactly official, but I think this is exactly what it's about. It's supposed to be about these guys. Like, it's supposed to be like, if you got the new version of Avatar, the one with like the deleted scenes and stuff, and the alternate opening stuff. If you see the alternate opening, I think the alternate opening is supposed to be like that's exactly how Earth is now. But then what they're doing is they want to colonize the past. So what they want to do is they want to go into they're going to time travel, and what they want to do is they want to colonize dinosaur times.
Oh, well,
I think that's what
weird.
it is about.
Yeah, there's a couple of new shows coming. This is one of them. There's another one also. I forget the name. A big, heavy sci-fi show. So this will be I think TNT or TBS also has a big sci-fi, invasion type of show, space invaders type of show. I forget the name of it. But it stars Noah Wyle. It reminds me a little bit of Battle LA type of thing.
Yeah.
So I guess it's kind of like a trendy thing now to do this kind of thing. They also had a few months ago a movie called Skyline, which kind of came in. It was a complete bomb from what I understand. Again, space invaders coming to big cities and destroying everything, and from what I understand, the movie was a complete flop. But this is a TV thing. I think it's for Fox. We'll see what they do. Now, let's do the final film, which was actually, the trailer was shown in the middle of the Super Bowl, and it was probably the biggest one everybody was waiting for, and that is the commercial for the Captain America, the First Avenger film. This is the first time I think anybody has seen any of this.
First time video ever.
Right. There hasn't been. I'm sure by now it's all out there, but there hadn't been any trailers on the internet or anywhere, in the theaters or anything. They actually showed you about 30 seconds, I think, maybe a little more.
Yeah.
A lot of scenes you see. I mean, it's the type of thing you have to go frame by frame. You see so much. You see what he was before Captain America, before he became Captain America.
Yeah.
As they're converting him into Captain America, you see him training. You see him fighting. You see a quick shot of, I think it's called the Red Skull, the bad guy.
You
See him. He is pulling off something, and you can see the Red Skull underneath. Again, fighting and testing equipment and that sort of thing. And I'm sure out of all these trailers and commercials, that is the big one that was, released this time that everybody's going to be talking about who's interested in this kind of thing.
If you look closely, like in the film, if you look closely in the film, you can see, like, if you look, they have the Hydras with the flamethrowers. There's those Hydra soldiers. Like, and also I've been hearing online that you can actually buy the Hydra tanks and the Hydra vehicles online.
I'm sure they're gonna have a lot of marketing for this movie.
And I also heard they're gonna do something. Oh man, what was it? I saw it. It was like it was a quick shot. Oh man, it was. Oh man.
Well, let me just say one thing that's important about this trailer is the fact that, and not only the trailer, but the fact that it's called the First Avenger or First Avenger. They're trying to tie it together with the future 2012 Avenger film. So they're getting you used to, I think, to the thought of this isn't just one movie you're dealing with. You're dealing with a movie that's going to lead to a lot of other movies. It's going to tie together the Hulk. It's going to tie together Iron Man. And this is a way, I guess, that they're starting to put all this together.
Okay, so, and also if you have two things. So in that tying up thing, I think that Iron Man 2 is supposed to take place before the Hulk, because he eventually knows about the Avengers Initiative and he understands it in Iron Man by the end of Iron Man 2. And then if you look after the credits in the Hulk, there's a scene where Tony walks into the bar with General Ross and he's like, "Hey, I'm an informant. I'm helping to form this group called the Avengers under the General's orders of Nick Fury," and stuff like that. And the other thing I wanted to tell you, if you've seen Tron Legacy and you've seen, like, Clue, how he has, like, the CGI face, well, in the trailer, I'm not sure if this is exactly, but it looks a little bit like, I think, what they're doing.
Who?
For Steve Rogers,
the Captain America, you mean?
Captain America dude. If you look when you see him before he walks into the chamber, he looks like he's animated a little bit because he's all very.
Well, yeah,
the actor's very chunky.
He looked very different. It was quick. His face looked different. I almost thought it was a different actor. Yeah. Obviously, he comes and he's kind of thin, kind of scrawny.
I know.
And then when he comes out of that device, he's all bulked up and bigger, and he even says, "I feel taller." So that's an interesting thing. I don't know the whole backstory. Yeah. That's something we're going to probably talk about in the future. But like I said before, this was definitely the biggest of all these trailers. Any final thoughts, Kyle?
Well, for the thing is just to give you a heads up of why he's so, like, thin and all that is because he was. So here's how he gets into that, basically, the machine, if you don't know about him. Because Captain America, his history wasn't very, like, his very, like, early history wasn't very, like, popular, but I happen to know it because I have this big book and stuff. But you probably know about the World War II, how he got sucked into the ice cube stuff, yeah.
Well, what's interesting is that they're going to eventually bring it to the present, I imagine, because if you're going to combine him with all these modern superheroes, he's going to probably, I guess, live a very long time, or something's going to happen, which, like I said, this is something we're going to talk about on a future show. So, any final words, Kyle?
So, as I was saying before, the background is that he was an artist and he was really weak, and then he wanted to draft him to the army, but they made him too weak, but they thought he was too weak, so they thought he would be a good tester for the super soldier formula, and that's how he gets into the little tube thing.
Well, that's what you probably read from the comic books. we don't know what they're going to do with the movie. A lot of times,
they
movie,
do change it a little
that's
bit.
the thing. A lot of times in these movies,
Like for Iron Man, he had a secret identity, but now they've just made it wide open.
They change things. I'm sure in the Hulk and Iron Man and all these other films, sometimes they change things around to make it a little more interesting. So you never know what direction the movie will take. All we have to go on right now is that trailer we saw, and hopefully, from all the trailers that we went through, I think that was probably the best one of all. I would say Super 8 was also very good. And granted, that's because this is the first time we see this information, so it's kind of fresh in your mind. The rest of the stuff we saw already, and a lot of that stuff we're definitely planning on seeing. So let's just wrap it up here. We've gone through them all, and can't wait to see the next batch. Hopefully, now again, this is only spring and summer, so there's a lot more stuff that's coming up that we're going to eventually go through. I would like to thank Kyle for joining us today on Geekfest Rants.
You're welcome.
And please join us again next time, where we'll be discussing some newer topics with newer guests. And this is Carlos Perone. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time on Geekfest Rants.